Leadership is about having a passion for where you are and a belief in what you're doing, especially working in areas as we do, because you have to inspire other people to want to take these children forward, and at times it's very harrowing and very sad and very difficult.
St Aidan's School in Gateshead serves one of Britain's poorest communities. 60% of the children receive free school meals and 78% come from single-parent families.
My favourite time of the week when we celebrate all the wonderful things that we do in St Aidan's School.
Parents are invited into the school for the weekly Achievement Assembly.
And someone who's been learning to read the apple words. Well done, James.
Thank you, Mrs. Deal.
It's a pleasure, James. Now, somebody's been counting amounts. The type of parents that we're working with didn't particularly have a good experience in school. And there are parents here who do struggle still with the basic skills. They don't feel positive about themselves and they haven't had many positive experiences. And so what we try to build here is a set of positive experiences for their children, which the parents can then buy into, and we can work with them and make them feel good about themselves as well.
Head teacher is always there for you to go and talk to if you need to.
It's all right. She tries to encourage kids in healthy eating and activities, sporting and things like that.
The teachers are really friendly and and you need any help, you just got to go in, and the head teacher, Miss Steele, she's lovely, really, really nice. And they come on really well here as well.
Keep your head up.
The majority of the children arrive at the school with levels of attainment well below average.
Very close. If you're talking about the foundation stage profile, which is a profile that we have for the younger children, they come on in zeros and ones, which means they're not scoring anything at all in lots of the areas. And we especially find that that's with the social and emotional side of things, that children don't really know how to deal with certain situations.
OK, reception. If we are good listeners, we look at the speaker. Could everyone look where the speaker's going to be?
We have a great problem with speech and language here, and that's a great focus for us in the foundation stage and in Key Stage 1. And because our parents are burden singles, of course, we're looking at positive male role models for our children.
I have been a motor.
Oh, man. Can anybody think of questions to ask? Who's nice and smart, Gabrielle?
Bethany. What colour apron did you have? Red.
Oh, man.
All right, Tara.
According to the head teacher, the school is successful because of a commitment to shared leadership.
Hello, Miss Calvert. Good morning, children. It shouldn't be one person who's inspiring all the others and the others are going off and doing what they want to do. It's about distributive leadership, working together, everyone taking and stepping up to the mark and being a leader in something.
Linda, just had a query about the attendance of this particular child. I was wondering, could we have a look at it on the computer, please?
Leslie's faith in the abilities of her staff is leading them to take on greater responsibilities.
Any problems?
Okay. Leslie sees that as part of her role as a leader in school is to develop, as she says, leaders of the future.
Cheryl is 31, but she's already on the path to being a head herself.
I've already completed my MPQH, which is the qualification that I would need if I ever wanted to move on to headship. And I completed that 2 years ago with Leslie's support. I definitely wouldn't have put myself forward to take that qualification had I not been encouraged by Leslie. I would have thought that I was far too young and inexperienced.
Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning.
Caroline Marshall, the school's second assistant head and literacy coordinator, is just 27.
I don't think I'm a natural leader. I have a passion for teaching and I have a passion for English, but Leslie's definitely brought that out more, the leadership side more, giving great advice, on how to deal with certain situations.
A couple of minutes, Karen, I just wanted to... Did you manage to speak to him at lunchtime?
I did, yes. There are circumstances that you do find yourself in every day because of the area of the school, where in other schools you wouldn't find yourself in, and you do need friends in the school, other members of staff to turn to, who you can speak about a situation with, where you feel sort of maybe under threat or something like that. so you don't go into a situation completely cold.
Our parents can be very scary. And one of the problems is that our parents don't have the language of social convention, which we teach our children and we feel is very, very important. And you have to be very aware of that and support staff, because there are times when parents are going to come in and beat your head in. That's the kind of language that they use, quite emotive language. And you have to have systems in place which will safeguard your staff as well as your children.
Leslie's a very interesting head because she has clearly taken on board a lot of the messages that are around now about distributed leadership or shared leadership. And she does that. I think what she's very good at is recognising the potential of her staff, not only to become head teachers and become leaders in the future, but also to be leaders at the moment in their own roles and collegially with one another.
Getting out to see the world beyond the school gates is seen as a vital aspect of enriching the pupils' lives.
Teachers and head teachers often talk about school as a kind of a refuge from the local community. And I think what happens at St Aidan's is that Leslie makes a lot of attempts really to get children back into their own community, to know the community, to find out things that they have maybe walked past every day but never really seen or never really experienced. So for example, there's a museum just down the road from the school, and taking the children to a museum which perhaps their parents have never taken them to, and yet it was there, to the parks and to the quayside and all of those kind of things. That's a tremendously important part of children's understanding of the world that they can relate to.
Year 5 teacher Sarah Charlton's enthusiasm for her role as PE coordinator has led to this trip to a local park. She's leading a project to improve the school playground.
What material is the equipment made from?
There's rubber when you climb up the ladders.
Right.
There's wood as well and ladders over there.
Excellent. I was just really having a discussion with Mrs. Steele about what was happening in the yard and what we would like to happen. And I kind of volunteered to lead the project because I feel that it needs to be one person who can run it and have the backup from other people, but we need one person in place to kind of take charge, just to drive it so that it actually happens. Because there has been quite a lot of discussion with the whole staff in staff meetings and with the children, but it's never actually come to fruition because there's nobody there to really push it on. I've interpreted your results from the questionnaire. I decided to take it on with my class as a topic, so this is our topic for the half term. It takes over from our kind of geography and history work. Now you will each have one of these results sheets where you are going to have to record people's answers.
We're looking at the questionnaires that were told the classes to fill in to see if they would agree if we wanted to change the playground.
I want to find out what new things we're going to get in the yard, because I think the yard's a bit boring at the minute.
It's good to ask the children because if we put things in that they don't like, they might not enjoy going outside and playing in the playground.
I think we should get the rocket in our playground and some swings.
Mm-hmm. Let's have a look at where we've gone so far then.
Right.
So.
We started by looking at our own playground.
Yeah.
It's good for my own professional development to be doing this kind of project. And she's always there in the background offering support and advice.
We won't leave a break between each of the verses. We'll just go straight to the next verse, OK?
Vicky Williams, who came to St Aidan's as an NQT 4 years ago, has also risen to the challenge to lead. She's working as a floating teacher for a year to give her time to implement the school's action plan for ICT.
The responsibility is for me to do everything throughout the teaching of ICT, the assessment, monitoring other teachers, making sure they're incorporated in their lessons as well.
They live in both primary and secondary, tropical dry, evergreen forest.
It was quite scary at first to have all of that responsibility, but it's been quite nice in a way because you can just get on with the subject yourself, change it the way you need to change it, and then just report back to the other teachers and tell them what initiatives you're going to bring to the subject. And because I don't teach for the first 2 hours, it means I can speak to more agencies outside of school and organise out-of-school activities and things like that. I think that's what people find hard with the leadership, having the time to actually go out and organise things and sort it out in order for it to actually work within the classroom.
OK, we'll do that one again. Within the school, the leadership is a very strong force, and whenever we need guidance, we'll go to Leslie or Cheryl or Caroline, and they'll give us the support that we need. And they give us our own freedom to do what we want to do within the school. We got a letter from Gateshead Council asking about whether we would like to be involved in the dance festival. And that's something that Leslie didn't know anything about. I got the letter, I asked her about it, whether we could do it, and she just lets you go with your ideas. You have a good idea or someone gives you some inspiration, and Leslie will just let you run with it, as long as it's catered for the kids and brings learning alive for them.
James, that looks fantastic to me. What a picture.
She's a kind head teacher, and she tries best for to make it fun for school.
I think Mrs. Steele is nice because when you're upset, she or angry, and she calms you down and make you more happier.
What is this? What have you got, Jade? You've got a merit. Learning to spell. The high frequency words. Can you spell 15 out of 16 high frequency words, Jade? Well done. You'll get it next Friday, all right? You tell your mummy to come and see you, get your merit. Clever girl. Well done, Jade. That's super.
A small group of parents meets regularly and is actively involved in the school, but trying to get others involved isn't easy.
It is hard to get other parents to come in and join in with me. Some don't have time to come in, some just don't want to come in.
Well done, Abby. It can be quite deflating for staff when they have worked so hard that parents are not interested in parents' evening and don't want to come along. And it's very rarely that parents will come in and talk about their children's work. And it's about us drawing them in, and that's what the Achievement Assembly is about. It's drawing parents in and saying, look what your children are doing. Well done, Jade.
Leslie's approach to leadership demonstrates the depth of trust she has in her staff and her conviction that one day she'll be able to safely hand over the reins to one of them.
I'm a great believer in leaders of the future. And I also am a believer in people coming through the ranks who understand this area and understand the school. And both of my assistant heads have come through the ranks. They were not outside appointments because they knew how we wanted to take the school forward. I'm building for when I go. You know, what I don't want is for, things to sort of stop happening or, so you build for the long term, you build for the future, you build for when you're not there. And that's, for me, the excitement of leadership here. Reception has got the attendance cup. Well done, reception.